What's going on, guys? Genetic Gaming back with another MLB The Show 20 video. And in today's video, we are going to be counting down the top 10 pitchers in MLB The Show 20. Now, to go over this list, there will be no prestige starting pitchers. I'm also not going to be doing honorable mentions. And these are starting pitchers. If you want me to do a separate video on relief pitchers, I can do that. Make sure to hit the like button. Show support if you want me to do the relief pitchers, because this is mainly just starters. So, and also make sure to let me know if I left anybody out of this list. So let's get into number 10. Coming in at number 10, we got 99 Future Stars Casey Mize. Now, a lot of people haven't gotten to use his card considering he has a flawless reward, and he goes for, and you can't buy it now, and he's going for 1 million stuffs. But anyway, that doesn't change the fact that he still looks very, very good. Now, I haven't seen much gameplay with him, but the pitches mix, the per nines, everything about his card looks good. And from the gameplay I have seen, he has actually performed. The four-seam cutter sinker, very good pitches, some of the best in the game. And they go with a splitter and a slurve. The splitter kind of works like a change-up. And, I mean, he's just overall a good card. And, I mean, people don't give him a whole lot of credit because he's a BR Flawless Reward again, and a lot of people don't get to use him, and that usually happens with the BR Flawless Rewards. They're usually forgotten about because no one is able to get them. Only a few select people are able to go 12-0, and even if you do, there's very little cards to choose from. But I feel like Casey Mize shines the brightest, and I feel like he deserves to be in our top 10. Going into number 9. Coming in at number 9, we got 99 overall Cy Young Bob Gibson. This card is completely free. Just gotta complete the Bob Gibson Conquest moments to get him. And I feel like for a free card, he performs good fastball, good slider, good sinker. Curveball is, and sometimes the changeup is good as well. 5 pitches, that's always great in starting pitcher. I've had some success with him. 5-year rate for me, that's incredible considering I can't pitch at all. But I have used him a lot, and he is one of my favorite pitchers in this game. Great stamina, great hits and Ks per 9. Very good control and good velocity as well with good break. Very effective card if you know how to use them. It really depends on that exact fact. If you use him correctly, he can be very good. But if you don't, you're going to run into some problems. But still, Bob Gibson is able to crack the list at number 9. Going into number 8. Number 8, I got Finest You Darvish. The only reason, like, he's on this list at all, he hasn't performed with me. 6 ERA, that's not particularly good. I know 13-2. I've used him in the event. That's kind of why he's there. That's why he's 13-2. But anyway, the cutter, I feel like his pitch mix is so incredibly good that you gotta put him. He's one of the best pitchers in the game just because of his pitch mix alone. Cutter primary pitch, it moves a ton. You also got a good four-seamer and a good sinker. The only downside to this card is he doesn't have a changeup. The slider is nasty, and it complements the cutter very well, and the fastball and the sinker. Everything kind of complements each other. He has good hits and Ks per 9. I like pitching with this card. Sometimes he can be a little bit difficult to control. Nonetheless, still one of the best cards in the game, coming in at number 8. Coming in at number 7, we got 99 overall Nate Pearson, an extreme reward. I also don't have this card, but when I have faced him, he has been extremely, extremely effective. Of course, he has outlier on that fastball, throws absolute gas. 4 pitches, four-seamer, slider, curveball, and changeup. Not the best pitch mix in the world, but still he performs incredible. Stamina isn't good, but he's got good break. If you can complement the fastball and the changeup, is the biggest key with Nate Pearson. You gotta use the fastball, but you gotta also be able to use the off-speed stuff because people are just gonna sit dead red all day and they're gonna be able to time it up sooner or later. But what you have to do is mix in the off-speed stuff efficiently so where they're guessing, and then they can also be late on the fastball. That's how you gotta use Nate Pearson because majority of the time people are gonna be sitting on that fastball. So if you mix in the changeup and the slider and the curveball, he can be one of the best pitchers in the game. Now, like I said, I haven't used him, but what I've seen from him, I've figured out that this is how you gotta use his card. He's got good per 9. He's got, the only main issue with him is the control, and again, the pitch mix isn't incredible. Stamina also isn't great, but he is still a very solid pitcher to come in at number 7. Coming in at number 6, we got 98 overall Oral Hershiser. I said I wasn't doing prestiges, but still, the normal Hershiser is still an absolute goon. Oral Hershiser is always pretty funky. I mean, I don't have that much success with him. Just ignore that ERA. We're not going to talk about that. But he has no dead fastball. Everything he pitches is going to move. And if you know how to use it correctly, he's very effective. The sinker is great. It's always hard to hit no matter what. Good slider. The changeup's good as well. The curveball, mix it in there from time to time, is great. Cutter, incredible. I mean, he may not have the greatest velocity, he may not have the greatest break, he might not have the greatest per nines or anything, but he is still one of the best cards in the game. He's got a funky delivery. It makes him very, very difficult to hit. And even now, I struggle to hit against this card. And he is going to come in at number 6 in today's list. Starting off the top 5, I got 99 overall minus Shane Bieber. Kicking off the charge, he throws a four-seamer, a knuckle curve, a cutter, slider, and changeup. Again, not the greatest velocities as he only has 74 velo, but the break is incredible on his pitches. He has incredible hits in Ks per 9. Pretty good control as well, and very good pitching clutch. And the real key with this Shane Bieber card is control. He's very similar to Greg Maddux, but not Greg Maddux, if you know what I mean. His pitches or complement each other, and you don't need to be spot on all the time with this card. You can still fool people with that cutter, cut it up and away. To righties, that is a very effective pitch. I mean, also you can use the changeup very well, and if you mix in the fastball from time to time, I don't think it should be a main fastball that you should use with it, but it's still very effective, and those per 9s are just incredible. That's why he's going to kick off the top 5. Coming in at number 4, we got 99 overall Signature Series Chris Sale. Another one of these cards that goes for 1 million stubs and no buy now, and a lot of people have not used. Doesn't matter, he's still one of the best cards in the game. Even with the kind of pitch mix that he has, 4-seamer, slider, circle change, and 2-seamer. He is just a really weird delivery, very big sidearm, and he just throws gas. It feels like it comes in a lot harder than it does. Good hits in Ks per 9, great break, pretty good velocity. He's got good control. I mean, there's not a lot to say about this Chris Sale card, because, I mean, again, I haven't seen him being used very often, but even his live series with the Red Sox is still really, really, really good if you know how to use it. You got to mix in the circle change, you got to mix in the slider. It can be very effective, and if you have a team full of lefty batters, this card is going to be very difficult to hit. So you can use that slider really well, the circle change, and the 2-seamer, and the 4-seamer out, of course. Chris Sale, one of the best pitchers in the entire game, coming in at number 4. Kicking off the top 3, we got Justin Verlander getting the bronze medal of pitchers in MLB The Show 20. Now, this card is a bit interesting. When he first came out, he didn't look that good. The fastball velocity was like 96 originally, but recently they have bumped it up to 99, and that I feel like makes a huge difference in this card. He was a recent Event Award of the United States of Baseball, and overall, he was really good last year, but in this year, 2-seamer, 12-6 curve, changeup, slider, and 2-seamer. The only bad thing is he doesn't have like a cutter, like a sinker. That's the only thing I can see being a little downfall, but a good hits in Ks per 9, good velocity, good break, overall very balanced card. And you can blow that fastball by anyone, any day. Does not have outlier. And once again, he is one of the cards that you don't see very often, but when you do see him, you know you're in trouble because he can be very good. And that's why he's the number 3 pitcher in MLB The Show 20. The card coming in at number 2 is 99 overall Corey Kluber. Been in the game since day 1, and he's been elite since day 1. One of the best cards in the game. Sinker, slurve, cutter, 4-seamer, changeup. Most of you know about Kluber by this point. He's basically the Kershaw, but he's basically last year's Kershaw. And he was so good at the beginning of the year. He was dominant. He isn't as good as in the beginning of the year as he is now, but he is still a very, very, very effective starting pitcher, and people still use him. And I don't think since he entered a lot of people's rotations, I don't think he's left. People just use this card all the time. You see him very often, and it doesn't matter. He's still one of the most effective cards in the game. Sinker is incredible. Serve's great. The cutter's great. Everything has incredible movement. Even the four-seamer, if you mix that in from time to time, can be extremely effective pitch. And that changeup can be deadly to complement the sinker and the cutter. One of the best cards in the game. Not quite able to get number one, but we are going to see who the number one pitcher in MLB The Show 20 is right now. And my pick for the number one overall card in MLB The Show 20 is none other than 99 finest Jacob deGrom. Some people may call me crazy for this one. This is 100% my opinion. It's very close between him and Kluber in my opinion. But maxed out case per 9, outlier on the fastball. He got just great break, and he's just had so much success for me when I used him. Outlier, of course. It was a four-seamer, slider, changeup, and curveball. And slider coming in at like 94 sometimes. That is very hard pitch to hit. The changeup is great. The curveball can be And if you use a two-seamer from time to time, that can also throw people off. I haven't used deGrom that much, only 16 innings, but he has a 2 ERA for me, which is really good for me not being a good pitcher in this game. That's why I think he deserves a number one crown of the best starting pitcher in MLB The Show 20. Now, I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the video, but I feel like pitching in this game, starting pitching at least, has been much, much weaker than the hitting. The bats have just counteracted most of the pitchers. That's why you see a lot of people on this list having like 4 ERAs with me and still making this list. Like even with Kluber, I got a 4 ERA and he's still number 2. That's because the hitting in this game has just been absolutely on another level, and it's been hard to come across pitchers that can counter that. And some of the guys on this list are able to do that from time to time. So if you did enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. That is the best way to support the channel. I'm United Gaming. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.